My dear young friends, welcome to all of you to this lovely college. I'm sure you've worked very hard to get in, and now that you're here, you also want to do well in the next few years that you're going to be here. Now, what do you require to do well? If you take any subject, what you require to do well is you must develop a very fine concentration, a laser beam concentration. And also, you must have focus. So how can we get this sort of thing into our lives? Our ancestors have done some wonderful research work and have handed down all these ideas to us in the form of what we call our heritage. Our classical music, our classical dance, our folk forms, our crafts, our yoga and meditation, even our food. The whole idea of these was not to entertain people. It was not to, the people who went into this, it was not an end in itself. It was a means to an end. And that end, which is actually what our ancestors have been directing us towards, is what we are trying to give you a jhalak of in this small presentation which we are having today. We are not trying to make musicians and dancers out of you, but we are trying to see how these aspects can make you better engineers, better doctors, better in whatever line you take up. So my dear young friends, look at today not as a rang bhari morning or a rang bhari afternoon or a rang bhari sham, but as an experience which you will cherish and which you can incorporate into your own lives. See, if you want to do well, for example in maths, you'll have to study a lot of maths, obviously. But if you study maths without concentration, you'll find that you'll be reading it, and other people who have got more concentration will be able to read up more, be more effective in a shorter period of time. So, if you develop your concentration, you will find that you will be able to do whatever subject you're doing much better and in a much more effective manner. So, what is the process? Like if you want to develop your stamina, what do? You're an athlete, suppose. You run around the field. You want to run the marathon, okay? So you run around once, twice. You keep on increasing the amount, and finally you're ready to run the marathon. Very similarly, if you want to have a very good concentration, you'll have to practice concentration. And what better way than what our ancestors have given us through time-tested methods. These methods which are of classical music, of classical dance, of all these forms that we are trying to present to you. What do they do at one level? At one level you'll find that they develop your concentration. They make you absolutely focused. So if a part of that comes into you, you'll find you'll be able to do much better in your studies. Now, that is only the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg, in the sense that the practical benefit of improving your concentration will be that you'll do well in academics. But what else? All that is 9/10 of the iceberg which is below, and that you have to experience. That too has been time tested, worked at very hard by ancestors, and has been given to us. But the problem is that you can't get it just like that. It comes a little slowly. So you have to make an effort. Now, just like Ustad Aminuddin Dagar Sahab used to say, कोई भी गहरी चीज को हासिल करने के लिए क्या तरीका अपनाना चाहिए? He used to say, if you take a jet of water, एक धारा पानी का लोगे, and put it onto a stone, nothing will happen to the stone. However, if you take the same water and put it drop by drop by drop, 1 year, 2 years, certain number of years, you will find that there's a hole through the stone. So he said, if you want to do well in maths, you want to do well in any subject, that is the thing you'll have to follow. You'll have to do it every day. Like, you don't forget to brush your teeth, do you? So that way, you have to do it every day, even for 15 minutes. But you must open your books every day. And you'll find you'll be able to do very well in your academics. But to get that concentration, what do you have to do? You have to practice concentration every day. So what do? You take up one of these forms. You can take up classical music, classical dance, you can take up writing, you can take up the crafts as a serious endeavor, not a hobby that you do जब भी मन करे कर लिया, नहीं मन किया नहीं किया. इसको भी हर रोज करना पड़ेगा, 15 मिनट के लिए बेशक. पर अगर तुमने किया, if you do it for 15 minutes every day, you will find that you're slowly but surely, your concentration will become more and more focused, and your concentration will become like a laser beam. And after that and more part of it will have to be experienced. So my dear young friends, don't treat today as a rang bhari morning, rang bhari afternoon, or a rang bhari sham, but as something that you'll experience and take back with you, which you will use in your stay here in this wonderful college. I wish you the very, very, very best, and I wish you do very well. Be very careful. You have come from an absolutely environment that has been protected to an absolutely free environment, and you can make use of it or you can destroy yourself with it. So you have to be very careful, and if you practice some of these things that we are just trying to bring to you, you will find that you will have an anchor. You will be able to resist from going down in the negative way. All right? All the best, and bye. All the best.